What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about something that I love, which is the crazy stories that happened to me during my modeling career. So there are many, so I think I'll be making a lot of these videos, but the first one that came off the top of my head was one that happened to me around 2010. So I was a young model in my 20s, and I was approached by a brand on Facebook. They said, we would like to use you for a new brand that we're creating. How much would you like? And I said, I think 2,500. And he said, oh, cool. And I was like, okay, maybe I should have asked for more. I don't know. Anyway, we set up the tickets and everything, and I go to Switzerland, like maybe a few days later. I arrive in Switzerland, and I'm welcomed by this nice group of people who were super nice, but they seem like, rich kids, like daddy's boy, kind of thing. Like it's like the guy who was apparently the guy whose brand it was, the way he was talking, the way he was behaving was the behavior of someone who's rich, because he said something like, I'm just starting this brand, and this brand is a little baby of mine that I've always wanted to do. And I asked my dad, and he lent me $500,000, to start the brand, and I was like, all right, okay, awesome. And he said, let's get going, let's go get dressed. So we go get dressed, we go to the van. He gives me a watch. The watch is a Rolex, and I'm like, oh, Rolex, wow, how much is this one? He said, 100K. I was like, okay, this guy has money. We start shooting and everything. He said, we're gonna use my little boat. And I was like, all right, you have a boat. We go on the boat, and we start shooting. The pictures were nice, by the way. But I look like a baby now, like when I look back, because I used them at the time. Now I couldn't use them. I look like I'm 20. But so I'm on the boat, and he's shooting me, and I'm like acting like a boss. We're talking those speedboats, but like classy ones. And we're shooting. And then we get off the boat. We start doing some pictures in the sun with the clothes and the outfits that he created, his brand. And so he's very happy with the shoot. But I realized really quickly that he's a guy who's never done a shoot before. And I asked him, have you done a shoot before? He said, no, it's my first one. All right. Because he had no idea how to direct a shoot. Should we shoot there? Should we shoot here? Whoa, let's go there. Should we just talk to me? Should we just ask some people to pose for us and just pretend like he didn't know what he was doing? You shouldn't do that, by the way. And the way this job was supposed to go was I was supposed to shoot in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night there would be a fashion show with only me as a model in a nice place that he rented. All right, and so I go there at night after the photo shoot. I go to the place, and we start to go up in the mountains and everything. Next thing you know, I swear, I see a castle. I'm like, what? This is a castle. He said, yeah, we rented it because I thought, why not? For a new brand, castle would be like a good idea, to and have a fashion show thing, and also just to start the brand, And I was like, yeah, sure, of course, yeah, dude. Like, who wouldn't want a castle to start a brand with a fashion show at the end of it and free drinks? He didn't have a sense of reality. And we are there, and I noticed that the people are coming pretty early, and there's a bit of a crowd forming at 6. Then at 7:00 p.m., they're partying, they're eating and everything, and then all of a sudden there's like no more food, and everybody starts to drink. And all of a sudden it's like 9 p.m., and I'm like, when is the fashion show that I'm supposed to do? He said, that's the thing, we don't know. I was like, we better get going, because these guys are getting drunk. He says, yeah, I think so, I'll trust you on that. I was like, what? We go down the castle, and it took like 15 minutes to reach the ground floor. Once we're at the ground floor, I realized how massive this party is, because now all of a sudden I'm in the middle of it, because earlier I was up in the tower like a vampire watching the thing. That's what it felt like to be in this castle. Go downstairs, ground floor, the people are there partying, and I'm like, should I get dressed? And he goes, yeah, I think it's a good idea, but we're just trying to figure out where you're gonna do it. I'm like, what do you mean? Where am I gonna do? There's no stage where I'm just performing and doing the show? He says, no, we were thinking like on the ground, like, I said, but I'm gonna be at the same height as them. It's not gonna be as, you know what I mean? And he said, no, some people do it. I was like, yeah, but this I didn't feel it. And so he starts, I put the clothes on and everything, and I realized that my guy has 2 security guards with him. He says, yeah, in case it gets crazy. I said, okay. And then I said, well, how do I do? Where do I go? Because there's just people in front of me. He said, don't worry. And the 2 gorillas go and starts to make, way. And then the more they go, the more people go. But when they come back, there's still people back to where they were. And so it's a crazy situation where I'm like, we need like 5 of these guys or 10 because this is not possible. And eventually they start to form a bit of a pathway for me to go. He says, go. And I go. There's a guy with the shirt off that just storms in and he goes, hey, what's going on? I'm like, and I go around him and I do my walk. And I arrive at the end of it. I turn, I go back, and this shirtless guy is still in the middle. Go around him, there's a few more people, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. He says, no, change the outfit. There's another look. I take another look, and having this little hat and this little t-shirt with like stripes and like a French beret vibe, and it just, he says, go now. And I go, but there's people, more and more people just going like, and I'm like walking like this, and people are probably thinking like, who's this douche guy who is just like walking in the middle of us, all like this. And I do my thing, and there's people like in the middle, and I'm like zigzagging in between, and I'm thinking, what am I doing? Anyway, it's money, you know what I mean? It's money, and so I start to just all of a sudden feel somebody grabbing me, picking me up. I'm like this with my feet, slamming me on the floor, and I'm just shocked. I turn around, the gorilla, the bouncer guy that was with the team, the security guard. I'm like, what? He says, there's a fashion show going on here, keep it moving. And I'm like, but I was so mad. Stood up, I went to see my guy, and I said, I'm out. This is over. We're not doing this. He said, yeah, but I'm sorry. I said, take me to the station. I want to go. And because it's almost midnight, you know what I mean? And which is the time that my train was. So I'm like, you know what? Give me the money. Give me the money right now. I said, you said cash? You mentioned cash? He said, yeah, well, I said, please. Did you see what happened? He gave me the cash. And then I'm like, how do I get to the station? You know what I mean? Because I did all this. I forgot that we went up the mountain to be here. And I say, who's going to drive me back? He says, I don't have my license, but this guy's going to drive me back. And I see the guy, and he has a beer in his hand. And I'm like, what's going on? He said, dude, I didn't drink that much. And I'm like, all right, this is becoming hell. And he says, oh, relax. Nothing has ever happened to me, ever. And I'm like, this is reassuring. We'll go down this fucking mountain, and then we arrive at the, thankfully, at the station, and then open the door. I left, and I said, dude, what was that? And he went, sorry, but because we actually had another gig for you in 3 weeks. I said, forget it. Eventually, I thought about it, and then he approached me again on Facebook, and I said, okay, but, be careful next time. I explained everything. Because once I had the cash in my hand, I was like, I could do it again. And so, yeah, that's all for me today. This is the story. By the way, the second shoot went well, and no fashion show was stupid. And he apologized many times. I'm going to make videos, more videos like that, because I feel like there's a lot of stories that are coming to me as I was speaking. But please like and subscribe if you like this video, and thank you for watching.